Welcome back to the Sports Source, the segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Since this COVID thing has blown into our world, I have been spending more time on my back patio, and many people are. But mosquitoes are out there as well, unless you have called Southeast Termite and Pest Control. They have a lot of different treatments they can offer you, a lot of different price tags that can fit your budget. Call Matthew Haynes and the team this week. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, they've been doing it since 1971. And before we get into this topic, these guys pointed out, it's the problem when you try and type that many numbers on one screen. LSU does have more than 2 commitments. So I didn't catch that when I was reading it. I'll have to look it up and see how many they have, but they do have many more than 2. Still, they're not close to Tennessee's 24, however. All right. People across the country are starting to lose their minds a little bit with the wear a mask, social distance, all this stuff. My question is, you go back to 2015. Tennessee took a step forward. They won 9 games. They finished in the top 25, both first time since 2007. So it had been a while. Mm-hmm. And yet, people were still calling for Butch Jones' head at the end of the year because you blew the Oklahoma game, a team that went 11-2. You blew it by losing in overtime. And you didn't beat any of the big boys. People were mad. They weren't happy with that 9-4.
Should have beat Florida. Should have beat Florida.
Should have beat Florida. So there you go. People were mad. My question is, everybody's ramped up right now. The expectations climb, as they always do. By August, you're going to have people thinking 10 wins. You throw this COVID trapped inside thing into it. Does this have the potential for a 2015? You can take a step forward, go 8-4, but if you lose those 4, people will be mad. Does it have that potential, or am I just being negative?
No, you're not being negative. You're being accurate. I absolutely think that is a factor. Again, this isn't everybody because everyone handles it differently. Yeah. We react to what people say on social media and calling in the sports shows. That's only a percentage of the fan base. A lot of them you don't hear from publicly.
Oh, sure.
But I think those people that you do talk to share at times a similar opinion, and they did, I think, have greater expectations coming off of the 2015 season. I think that will be the case this year. It's almost optimism turns into your thinking of reality, and it adjusts it somewhat. And as soon as a couple of national writers or reporters buy into Tennessee and pick them to win the East, then that is like, hey, that's an invitation for me to jump head first into the pool in my expectations for the season. I absolutely think fans are, because we took those calls on the Sports Animal before they ever got hot in recruiting. Imagine now with their excitement.
Yeah, if I could use a metaphor for the Jeremy Pruitt era, Tennessee fans have been cautious so far. They've been wearing their masks.
Masks about to come off.
The masks are about to come off, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I agree. I went this morning, I was looking at a message board. I always checked, okay, is there anything we've missed here in the last 10 minutes before we do the show? And one of the posts was, does anybody else feel that you have to win at least, is one of these big 4, Oklahoma, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, is must win? And the first 4 or 5 answers, oh, absolutely. Yes, must win. Yes, all right, it's gone from 8-4 with this team is a step in the right direction, and you're looking at SEC East possible title the next year. That's what you're building for. It'd be nice to get one of those, but if that's become your expectation, I don't know. I get a whiff of 2015 in this. It's like top 25. We finished with a winning record. We took a step forward. I just wonder if that could happen again. So.
It's going to be a roller coaster, John. I mean, as soon as if they were to pull an upset, then it's going to go even greater heights. But then if they lose a game they're not supposed to, then that'll go the other direction.
Just like 2016, for example.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's what's possible, too. I think that's more likely. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat one of those big 4. But I also wouldn't be shocked if they drop a game somewhere. The SEC, it happens. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets upset. Yeah. But let's turn this around. Next segment, is Tennessee's roster ready to take a step forward? How far are they from finishing with 9 or 10 wins instead of the 8-4 expectation? Come on back. We'll discuss that side of it.